It's amazing sometimes the wisdom that you see even in kids' videos and cartoons. I got to watch Big Hero 6 again with my grandson this weekend, and there was something fascinating I discovered about that big walking marshmallow that is a life lesson for all of us. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast, and I want to remind you what Dr. Caroline Leaf said. We are wired for love. Wired for love, meaning we human beings from the very beginning of our creation. Babies reach for people because they want to be held, they want to be cuddled. It's not some neediness problem in them. It's the way they're made. It's the way they're wired. They want to sit next to you. They want to sit in your lap or climb on you or be perched atop your head, but they want to be with other human beings. It's the way they're made. They also don't know from beginning, from little tiny babies, who it is that's holding them. They don't care about your race, your creeds, your national origins. They don't care about your religious beliefs or your political beliefs at all. If you care for them, if you cuddle them, if you love them, they're grateful and they'll love you in return. Children, just like adults, have to be taught to hate. In Big Hero 6, when the big giant marshmallow man is protecting the child, there's a moment where they fly out a window, and as they're flying, the big marshmallow man wraps himself around the child, and Betamax takes the blow as he hits the ground. But even later, as the adolescent is punching the big marshmallow man and telling him to go away, he absorbs the blow. He doesn't take offense. He doesn't get angry that he's not getting his way. Now, yes, it's a cartoon, and yes, that's about programming, and yes, that's altruistic a little bit, but realistically, for we as adults to take every thought captive means that when your child or someone else's child, when your infant or someone else's infant, even someone in the restaurant or the movie theater 5 rows over, isn't behaving the way you want them to, Betamax is a good example. That you should just absorb the blow, absorb your own annoyance, rather than throwing it back at them. The number of videos online of babysitters and parents, and especially young parents, who are completely losing their cool because they're not getting their way. So they're taking it out on their child. They're screaming, they're yelling, they're throwing things, they're physically injuring the child because the child won't submit to their wishes. See, that childish behavior of the parent or the adult in that moment, that is exactly the same as racism and other hatreds. You may think I'm crazy, but I want you to think through this for a moment. See, when that immediate judgment comes up that you're not getting your way, you're not getting what you want, instantly our inclination is, well, it's got to be somebody's fault. I got to blame it on somebody. It's this screaming child. It's this baby who's always tugging on my pant leg. It's this person who always wants what they want, and I don't get what I want. And that childishness in us rises up, and we react with anger, with violence, with hatred. And we've also got to justify why we hate that person. Is it because of their race, because of their creed, because of their belief system, because of their national origin, because of their religion, because of their politics, because of their sexual orientation? And the minute we can put a label on it, then it's a whole lot easier to classify everyone like that for our hatred, which generally starts with what we want, not what they want. I believe it was James who said, all of this fighting and all this bickering and all of this warring that you have in yourself, in your soul, in your culture, in your society, it starts with your own wants, your own needs, your own passions, the things that you demand yourself. That's what causes war. That's what causes hatred. That's what causes selfishness. We were initially wired for love. When we're in our right state, We are compassionate and giving and comparing and considerate for others. Compassion drives us. But when we're not, when we're following culture and society, we tend to be wired for what we want because that's what we've been taught for so long. You can have whatever you want at anyone else's expense. That's the root of a whole lot of evil. I'm J Loren Norris for Leading Leaders Podcast on Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.